Welcome to Katie Custom Woodworking. Today's all about digging and avoiding contracting pricing where you're getting gouged, meaning somebody charging how much they think they can get away with, and how do you find the signs to know that you're being overcharged and come up with a formula that makes sense. The big thing with us here, we have a small area. We're downtown. That's only 25 feet across. So yes, you need a skilled operator for here. Plus, we had to get the backhoe inside the house where the front was. We had to dig out 4 feet deep. They wouldn't allow it for the original footing. So you could see the operator was very good. He took off his top so he can get in the house. And he's really just taking his time because you see in front there, I got a little post digging up, and I'm only about 2 feet down with those little posts, so I didn't really want to disturb those too much and knock them out. Really, they were spot on in terms of what they did and the execution. They came to the site once to see how easy it was and everything else. When I did this price, or when I was coming up with it, and I was thinking in my own head, this is so important for homeowners to find out the true cost of things. I figured there was only about 30 hours worth of work, if that, in maximum in that work. So that also includes the water line out front. Maybe a little more. So at $100 an hour, you're looking at $3,000. We had quotes $10,000 and $13,000, and one was $3,000, came at $6,000, and we managed to find this gentleman, and these guys were amazing. Really went to work. Took them 2 days. You could see here that he had to take a lot of dirt when you go 4 feet down, but he had no problem getting on top there and leveling it out, and it really leveled out the backyard. It came out really nice backyard. Very happy with the slope and everything. So I'm with Will, the operator, and I know I call you Will, and I should call you by your last name, and I apologize for that. And anyways, we dug it. We kind of wow. We dug out. You really made short work of it. I mean, you've been here a little less than 2 days, and you did everything that you were saying. Now, you heard our story. We had a really tough time finding people. And what should people look for when because it's an excavator, you might only need a guy for a week. It's not like a carpenter where you need him. But if you do get the wrong guy, the joke is your house is only as good as your land, and somebody like this, they cost us about a month worth of delays over nonsense. So what's your thoughts?
Basically, we're trying to find somebody that you trust is the key thing. And if you get a good feeling with somebody, then usually that's your gut feeling. And sometimes people come in and sometimes not cheaper is always better. If you have somebody, you know what work he does, you've seen pictures, somebody that's willing to back all that up, that's kind of the key thing.
Yeah, to answer your question about the basement and then to dig out here, see, we went through about 6 people.
Yep.
And I thought it would be like a total nightmare to take out this much material with a little backhoe to go in for the basement. And then now you've come in with a little bigger machine, and I could see back here that, man, he could easily handle that dirt. It wouldn't be an issue.
No problem.
And I think, and I'm saying no because I don't want to go back to the city to redo the drawings.
Yeah.
They'd almost want another permit.
I don't know if they want another permit instead of modified. Tell them
Modified, eh?
Plans, and they'll have somebody come over and have a look at it. And at the end of the day, it's what you want.
Okay, well, I just did some measurements here, and I got 8 feet right there, and I could have 8 foot. How much you think like I won't ask you the price, but how many days do you think it would take to dig this out? We said yes.
Um, day and a half,
Day and a half,
day
eh?
and a half, 2 days. But it's weather pending, right? Like, if it gets a little bit cold, it'll be a little bit longer and stuff. And I'll bring this machine in, and it won't take us long.
Okay, so yeah, I know where you stand on that. You're thinking, hell yeah,
Yes,
eh?
let's go.
I'm like tired. I'm tired. Well, I mean it's almost middle of January, and I'm trying to get done. But I know your day and a half. It would. The only thing is, then we would have to find somebody to do the forms. We wouldn't be able to. I don't know if we'd be able. Could do it with a styrofoam,
Yep,
or
that would be nice.
you know,
Yep,
and then just go up with the walls. I have to do it in 2 shots.
yep.
It's food for thought, but you're right. It'd be unheard of to have a really nice basement down here, eh?
Yep. Yeah, the people that I know, like I've done lots of work for down here, that people that do have basements, their property's value is up here more because now they've got more living space,
All
more
right.
storage, everything.
I wish we had you at the beginning. You know, there wouldn't have been so much fooling around. We would probably,
Well, you got my phone number,
yeah,
24/7. You give me a call.
I will. Like, and also too, I didn't know. You know, you're ground up. You're doing a lot of some drywall. We're going to be using you for your drywall here.
Thank you.
You know, and then we'll stay connected. And you know, thanks for the time, eh?
Hey, anytime.
You know, and yeah, I mean, we're in love with the work. Like, I mean, look at it, look at that. Like all this dirt, everything else. Now, how clean is that down there? I mean, I can't ask for better. And so, thank you so much. I went and checked with the city about the 8-foot basement, but they wanted drainage, and the drainage had to go to the front. And then on top of that, you couldn't use any mechanical help, meaning a sub pump. So it was impossible. It was too bad. Would have been really nice. We're with Kurt today, and he's trying to level out. A lot of it is common sense. Like if we look at our soil here, or right down there, you see all the rocks. See where we are on the east coast of Canada, Newfoundland or whatever they call it, the rock. But the reason why it's the rock, people think it's the bedrock, but that's not true. The rock is because of the Ice Age, when it came down, and then they would slide down, and then they would bring all the rocks from up north, Labrador, and just grind the landscape away. If you could imagine a mile, maybe even 2 miles in some spots, of ice just down here going back and forth. So when you start digging down, you get all these rocks. So we're digging out, we're leveling out now for the footings. And I'm supervising the work today. I'm doing pretty good, I think. And not that I can't dig. I'll show you what I'm doing. And so he's come along. We don't really need to crush stones to go here. I'm liking how packed this is. This almost looks like concrete. It's like up here we couldn't even dig into the last part. We're going to have to improvise at the very end there. If you might not see it in the camera, but it goes up a bit. Or we're going to get a jackhammer, one of the two. So it's what I'm trying to say in the roundabout way, it's common sense. It really is common sense. All right. Hey, so Kurt, what are you thinking? You feeling this? I know you don't do a lot of this. So what's your thoughts? Like you are a DIYer, and I am too. I don't do a lot of this. I'm just being super careful, you know.
Yeah, it's good. We're putting some sweat equity into it, but we're leveling it out pretty well, and we'll figure out how to get it all one level with a slope. But it's not bad. We're right on rock here. It was hard for the excavator to dig anymore, so we're just coming in and leveling it out by hand.
All right.
Yeah, feels good. It looks good.
Okay, so what about your experience with the excavator? I heard that was a real crap shoot. You know, I think how much time you think you lost because of that?
I lost a few weeks. It was tough to find someone at a reasonable price, but I think we shopped around maybe 6 to 8 different guys, different excavators. We found a really good one. I mean, he came in about a day and a half, maybe one full day, 8 to 10 hours. He took all this out, took all that dirt, and we used it to level the backyard. So now our backyard was pretty poor before. Now we've got a half decent, half leveled backyard. We're going to take the rest of this dirt, push it back even more, and have a decent backyard out of it. So we sort of saved a lot of landscaping costs by using all this dirt back there.
What's that? Right? Yeah, so the only headache we have here, I don't know if you're aware of it, we're going to have to do 8-foot high wall here. We're going to have to do 2 pours with the wall, eh?
Yeah.
Over here, we're going to go 6 feet. I want to make sure I'm clear above that. But that's the shit, pardon my language. That's the shit area there. All right. We're going to get through it. And I guess the surveyor, we didn't want to spend the $700, but I guess it's going to protect you, eh?
Yeah, it's okay on the right side here, because we're right up against the house, so we have something to keep us honest. But to the left, where we got a shared wall with that house, it's not as obvious. So it'd be good to get some surveyor in here and sort of figure out where we should be. And it'll protect our ass in the long term.
All right, so I agree with that. It's one of those stupid costs you don't want, but it's like if you ignore it and somebody says anything, then, let them, it'll be up to them to prove that you're in the wrong.
Yeah.
But I know one thing, in like Newfoundland, they have what they call like squatters' rights. What it means is a lot of times in like the 1800s, a lot of the land, people didn't know how to write their name. Like, I'm not making that up. The very rich could, but that's why people did X here. And so they didn't have a lot of paperwork. So the grandfather would say, I signed X, this is your land. Another one would do that. And so there were no real markings.
Well, we'll protect our ass.
That's why you see a lot of houses here with the house in the back. They built it, their son would go, oh yeah, I'm going to build it in the back, and whatever.
We're going to protect ourselves regardless of that.
And so if we get here first, and this guy doesn't complain, you can fall in there. But so it's kind of funny on that regard. But I agree. We'll follow him and just go straight out and keep a little to the left and try to keep things square. All right. We'll see how we make out, but I'm going to go in here and show the forms. So these are for the footings. I'm going to end up at about a little taller than I wanted to, a foot. And I'm going to end up about 17 inches on the inside, a touch bigger. I made it for the trench. It's going to drop in. All right, we're going to get it level, and I'm going to put 2 layers of styrofoam, 1 inch, and they're going to overlap each other. And I'm going to show that after. And we should have pretty good. He's doing a great job there. So I better stop the nonsense, put it there, and start making some more of these. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe. I need all the support. And the more videos we do, the better I'm going to get at this. So thank you for tuning in. Bye.